water, but it had oysters in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the one with the oysters in it is like completely clear almost.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty neat.
It's just like flatfish. They feed off the bottom. I mean, all the particulates that fall to the bottom. The flatfish.
Yeah, I got into this whole loop this week with looking at videos of aquarium ecosystems that people set up and maintain.
Mm-hmm.
That's some interesting stuff.
It's just like when I was a kid. I asked my mom. I says, "Why are people buying these snails to put in their fish tank?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, now, of course, we know why. They help keep the fish tank clean
because they like snails.
Because they want to raise snails so they can have escargot.
Because they're into snails.
They're into snails.
We also need to stop wasting so much money on pandas. I'm going to say
those things are dangerous. Oh, the jumping panda, the leaping panda syndromes, man. That there's a time of year that you just do not go out and walk underneath those trees.
Can I just say there isn't a panda alive that could ever do kung fu.
You don't know that.
Not ever. For sure. You haven't even been there.
They don't have enough energy to do kung fu.
No, but they can sure jump out of a tree and maul your head to death.
That's okay.
Oh, tell me they don't have enough energy.
That's a little something more than what they normally do.
And they do it kung fu style.
I don't think they do it kung fu style.
Oh, you don't know.
They don't.
You don't have any idea.
Phil, there's no such thing as kung fu panda. No such thing. I'm going to state right now for the record.
I'm thinking about
on a Bigfoot news podcast. There is no such thing as kung fu panda.
I'm going to give myself.
You better hope nobody discovers that, because otherwise you're going to look very silly.
I was thinking about koalas, not pandas.
Okay. Well,
but I am. Wait. I might be able to get behind kung fu koalas.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for.
They are not to be messed with. But anyway, welcome to this week's edition of the Squatchable podcast, where we take a look at some of the Bigfoot stories from the week. Joining me, as always, from the Fortean Slip, Chris York. Chris, how are you?
Absolutely wonderful.
He's absolutely wonderful.
Woohoo!
And joining us from Para Breakdown, Phil Pulling. Phil, how are you?
Right back at you there, Mad King Richard.
All right, that was
pew 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 pew.
Oh, baby!
A lot of energy there. And if you enjoy the 40 Slip and Power Breakdown, you may enjoy the badly drawn misadventures of two Bigfoot. Head on over to Facebook and Bigfooting with Keith N Collin, where this week Errol the zombie and his janitor friend will be cleaning up after some of the more famous.
Keep going, man.
Still couldn't hold it together on that one.
Keep going.
Where Errol the zombie and his janitor friend will be cleaning up after some of the more famous historical paranormal events, like the Phoenix Lights and the Patterson-Gimlin film.
Yeah.
You're right there, mate?
Oh, yeah. I'm right there with you, right here. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Woohoo! All right, baby.
Okay.
Right back
so
at
our first story.
Turd. Can you tell us what
All right. Our first story comes from thestar.com, and it's a long-winded article. It's not something we would normally cover. I've only covered this because it showed up on my newsfeed, and it's a .com, not a .co.uk, and I clicked on it, and I went to the site without any interference from the EU whatsoever. So I've included it just for that. It is a very long article. I've reduced it to cliff notes. It's written by a Canadian writer, John Zada, who got into Bigfoot as a kid, and as an adult, he went looking in the Great Bear Rainforest. He's going to Bella Coola in this article, the Bella Coola Valley, to investigate sightings involving howls, whoops, screams, loud crashings in the bush, road crossings, figures standing or crouching in the open at night, peeping into the windows and banging on houses, rock throwing, stick throwing, and wood knocking.
And that's
And
all
these
the
are
stuff
just
that
some of
he's going to be doing?
No, that's all the stuff that's
Oh.
been reported in the Bella Coola Valley. While he's out in the area looking for Bigfoot, his guide tells him about some of the other legends of Bigfoot in the area. The Sninnik, tall, pale looking with small patches of fur all over it. The Bok, darker, smaller. They scream a lot. They're tricksters. The little people of the Wookinuxv. I'm sorry if you're Canadian and I massacred that. And the Bukwus, the little woodsman of the Heltsuk tradition. Classic Sasquatch, the tall, big, often dark, hairy animal, is most often described. Apparently, those are hybrids. Peter Matson, known affectionately to his friends and acquaintances as the Swede, Matson is an eccentric emigre, a skin bum from Europe who runs the Tweedsmuir Park Lodge. And all the years he's been in that area, he's never seen a trace of the Bigfoot. The author then goes into some of the mysticism, woo legends around Bigfoot, with some Greek stuff. And he closes with the, that he's fascinated by Bigfoot, probably will be till the day he dies, and he's always going to go looking for him. As I said, it was a very long article. The link is in the description, but I reduced it down to some cliff notes. Did you guys read the article?
Yeah. I read down through it a little bit, and then I gave up because it is a pretty long article. But obviously this guy wants to be some type of an adventurer.
Yeah. He's definitely an Indiana Jones type.
I mean, that's what I'd say he's going for. He's trying to make a name for himself as some type of an adventurer.
Yeah.
So
I smell a promotion for the Travel Channel.
Yeah, and a nice hat.
Yeah, what's with that blue hat the guys wear? What the hell
Not
is
that one. The one on the dude. Why do all the adventurers have to have the hat?
Oh, the hat. Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, you could tell that there's a lot of self-promotion going on here just from the tone of the article and the fact that he says that the area that he's going into is ground zero for Bigfoot in the world. In the world, ground zero. I'm like, okay, yeah.
I would argue that that's in California. Bluff Creek Canyon is probably ground zero.
But it's somebody that makes these kinds of claims. Obviously, it's a way to hype.
143 men went into Savannah.
That's some good. Nice. So moving on. Moving on to our next story.
You ever seen a Muppetized?
Yeah, it bites you, then the brown rolls up black, and they're little teddy bear eyes.
Carry on, please.
Teddy bear eyes.
Yes. Okay, right. So our next video is Tim Fasano. We love Tim Fasano.
Oh, my buddy.
7-minute long video. It starts with some theme music, and I can tell I was in a playful mood when I wrote the cliff notes for this video because it said sick edits as well.
No. This is what you do. The news, and we do this over the back of.
Oh, okay. No. They are the FBI, the Florida Bigfoot investigators.
Who are they? I've never heard of these guys.
You've never heard of the field investigator,
but Bigfoots? I do know that they it seems like they dragged him out way too late past his bedtime.
Field Bigfoot Investigators is a well-known club. FBI.
I'm watching this thing, and he's like,
Oh yeah,
it's getting pretty dark.
and we're still out here, and it's hot, and I can hardly breathe. I can't breathe.
I don't approve of these methods.
Yes, he objects to their methods, and then they find a pig wallow, and that's apparently big news because they go out and hang around there. Tim believes they might be able to find Bigfoot prints in the wallow, but they don't. And then they move to the Hobbit area, so called because it's small and dark. He calls to what? I mean, I can hear you giggling. No, okay. So the new guy is called Mark, and his camera is in cinematic mode, and it's just Tim and the lads from the FBI having fun out in the Florida swamp at night. It's a nice video. Suggest you all watch it.
They did not find Frodo.
I'm Tim Fasano, FBI.
No Frodo sighting. No Bilbo sightings.
They should get hats, mugs, and T-shirts.
I'm SSA Tim Fasano.
But yeah, we all love Tim Fasano. We should definitely get out there, get into the Florida swamp, see if you can meet him.
But not too far.
Not too far.
Not too far.
No. And not beyond his bedtime, because that would be wrong.
No.
All right, moving on. We are moving on to our next story. We have a Bigfoot. This comes from the...
We do?
This is a shot of a Bigfoot's foot.
This is a Bigfoot.
A Bigfoot.
This is from the ShreveportTimes.com, but it's the http://eu.shreveporttimes.
Bigfoot investigation. Dun, 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 dun.
So they're setting up EU only article sites now. So at least I'll be able to read them.
Whoa. You can only get your Bigfoot stuff through EU sites now?
Yeah. Look, it's not a secret, shadowy Men in Black organization covering this stuff up. It's the EU. They're behind this Bigfoot stuff.
But
they're the reason.
Wait. Isn't like Brexit going to solve all that?
Well, they were supposed to.
Isn't that what's supposed to fix it all?
Well, I thought Brexit broke.
Isn't that what?
I thought they were dealing with a broke
isn't
Brexit.
That what Captain Kangaroo, who ate lead paint chips, who now runs your government, said?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys think you've got problems, our Prime Minister is trying to shut down the government. So.
No, let's not get into politics now.
This is not a political show.
I just think he looks like Captain Kangaroo if he ate paint chips as a kid.
Really? You really want to get into this conversation?
No.
Well, that'll be lots of fun, kids.
Okay. We are moving forward. From the Shreveport Times, Bigfoot has captured the imagination of people for years. Numerous books, movies, and TV shows are made about it.
And
Bigfoot
statues.
is largely, and statues. Bigfoot is largely considered to be a hoax, though Washington has the most Bigfoot sightings. There are places to search for Bigfoot.
Ground zero, right here in Washington State. Ground zero.
Within a day's drive of Shreveport in Bossier City. Jefferson, Texas, even had a proclamation saying, from its mayor, saying that it's the official Bigfoot capital of Texas.
Of course.
Jefferson is also home to the annual Texas Bigfoot Conference. This conference is scheduled for October 18th to 19th. There have been, theoretically, spottings along the bayou and out at Caddo Lake. The small Sabine parish town of Zwol is more often known for its tamales and high school basketball than anything else. But in 2014, Zwol drew national attention on the Animal Planet series Finding Bigfoot. The episode centered on the legend of the crying woman of Zwol. Area residents were said to have heard long moaning wails from a forested area outside of town. Kisatchie National Forest spans 600,000 acres across central Louisiana. Bigfoot researchers Tex La and Cloud are investigating an area between Georgetown and Jenner where there have been reports of Bigfoot sightings. To avoid harassment and ridicule from those who don't believe in Bigfoot, Tex La and Cloud from Baton Rouge don't want to disclose their full names or the locations in Kisatchie National Forest where they're researching. Tex La was quoted as saying, "In order to look for Bigfoot, you've got to keep an open mind." That's that article. The link is in the description. So, gentlemen, did you read that?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did. Texas, the largest state in the union. And of course, that area is ground zero for Bigfoot in the state of
zero.
Texas. So, that's saying something right there. Yeah.
Ground zero.
I'm in.
Okay.
Lots of sightings.
I think not only should we make it ground zero, Phil, we should make it the Alamo.
The Alamo of Texas.
Where we make our last stand.
The Alamo Bigfoot. Bigfoot Alamo.
There you go.
Yeah, but that crying woman thing, that's a real deal. They had the same thing up here in Snohomish County. The
ground zero?
Yeah, ground zero. And they had the whistler and the crying woman in the woods.
No.
Same thing. So, yeah, that has some merit, I believe, to it, that story. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in.
All right, and moving on to our next story.
Moving on.
This comes from our own Para Breakdown. 1 minute 11 minute video. A baby Sasquatch sighting sent in by Cody Blackett.
All right,
who apparently
Cody.
begged for the enhancement on this video. And I've lost the graphic.
Phil,
right.
Phil, something you might not know about this video. It was taken at ground zero.
I'm sure it was. That was my
just ride that one to zero.
Assumption.
All right. Now, you did an enhancement and breakdown of this video.
One that you cannot see.
And the one that you can't see because I've lost the graphic because, well, I'm not very good at this, let's be honest.
And the video maker wasn't very good at it either. But it's
obviously a little kid in a costume.
No. What gave it away? The fact that it looks exactly like a little kid in a costume.
I may send it to Bigfoot Tony because
we can get it.
I don't know, that there has to be a breakdown between Bigfoot Tony's like 30-minute in-depth analysis and Phil's like 30-second analysis. Like, there must be someone that does like 5 or 6 minutes.
Well,
Phil, you weren't impressed with this video at all.
Well, if there had been more substance to it, other than I could go into how it was shot, where it was shot, location, and do all the investigation.
Phil, I think you should talk to me after the show, and I think we should create a new breakdown video personality on my channel.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Richard, we're going to give you the breakdown you want.
Oh, dear. I immediately regret that decision. But yeah, that was
Phil's I could tell by the size of the video
Sasquatch.
And the shape. It was filmed with an iPhone or the equivalent of an iPhone by someone in this campground. And you can tell all of these great, hammocks that are hung up all over the place. We know that it's inhabited. And because of its habitation, it gives us reason to believe that perhaps this may not be okay, I could just go on and on.
It's a gift. Our final story is from Squatchable. It's a 6-minute video repeating
some say you actually asked him to do this show with you.
I did. What's the problem with that? I like
Okay,
it.
okay. Wait. Before you go any further, keep in mind this is going to be a 6-minute video about this sign. All right, continue.
Whoa. There was a video with this one?
I mean a 6-page article or whatever it was.
No.
Yeah.
What happened was we had an article, but it was when I first read it, it was part of a free trial, and now my trial has expired, and I had to pay to read the rest of the article, which I wasn't going to do. So I found a different thing to talk about, which is from Squatchable, which is a 6-minute video about a Bigfoot howl.
Oh, I see what happened.
So now I'm confused.
See. I read the article.
Is that the one? Is that the one with the howls at 4:45?
Right.
The one that's talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
I was ready to talk about the Bigfoot sign.
It's a publicity stunt.
No. The guy who was starting up on the trail, and he happens to spot the sign, and he went into this big diatribe about how, oh wow, we're trying to protect the forest, and this people put up this sign, and it just disrupts all the visual beauty of the area, and no one believes in Bigfoot anyway. And he just went on and on about this crap. I'm like, it's just a freaking little sign on a trail, buddy. You know?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, good for you. Now go home and beat your dog, right?
Yeah.
Well, the guy was a total jerk. Anyway,
I didn't read that much of the article, but I just saw it as I see anything like that as a publicity stunt. But with the Bigfoot.
It's just a tourist. It's a cute little touristy thing.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
But on with the Bigfoot howl.
Yes, it's a 6-minute long video, and as Phil has already said, at 4 minutes and 45 seconds, you will hear a howl. That's the howl. It might as well be the howl. It's not a very good howl. It's pretty much very obviously a dog of some kind. A coyote.
Dog man?
A Canid.
Could we go dog man?
Yeah.
Hey! It's the dog man.
I'm on a dog man kick lately.
Which
Why
has
the hell
nothing
not?
to do with werewolves, just so everyone knows. They are two completely different things.
Werewolves are people that change into wolves, and then there's the dog man.
Yes.
Dogmen are dogs that turn into men.
Yes.
It's this opposite.
Yes.
It's opposite.
No.
Yes.
That's not how it works, Richard.
Pretty sure it's how it works.
No.
Well, it can be how it works. We don't know.
Why does Yowie Channel Central always ask about Yowies?
Weird, isn't it?
It's just you know.
Wowie, it's a yowie.
You know, I'm perplexed. You'd think that Yowie Channel Central would know about Yowies.
It's his thing, isn't it? It's his niche.
I suppose.
What is Chubbs just throwing out random names?
I don't know.
Rougarou?
Well, he's from Louisiana, isn't he?
Something else.
Talking about.
Something else found on the
So are we going to
Gold
talk
Coast.
about the sound? Or are we done talking about it? It's a dog.
It's a dog. I think we're
don't
agreed it's a
bother
dog.
listening to the whole 6-minute video, people. Just skip ahead to 4:45 if you want to hear it. It's actually more at like 4:50.
Links in the description.
No. There are some quick like barks or yelps or something at the beginning, but I mean it's Canid, so yeah. Just so there you go. There's our breakdown. How long was that? What?
I don't know. It's pretty good. We gotta work on that, Phil. We work on that, and I think we can give Richard exactly what he wants.
Oh dear. It just makes me incredibly nervous. So
As you should
that'll
be.
wrap us up for this week. We will return next week, despite the hopes of many. Chris, what's coming up on the slip tomorrow night?
As far as I know, I will be having my cousin on, and we will be discussing a wild dog encounter that he and I had when we were teenagers. as far as I know, yesterday he said he was doing it. So I haven't heard back from him today, but that is the plan. We scrapped doing Fearsome Critters yet again. But that's still slated on the docket. But yeah, he's supposed to come on. We're supposed to talk about that, and I'm excited because I haven't talked to him about it in a really long time. And as we all know, like your memory is horrible. Your own personal memory, how you remember things, is horrible, and I'm curious to see how he remembers the night in comparison to how I remember the night. So should be interesting.
Ta-da. All right, Phil, any cool breakdowns coming up?
Yes. Back in 2012, you may recall the strange sounds heard around the world videos that had come up, and it had reared its ugly head once again. And I'm going to be addressing the issue once more. Actually, I've never done that before, so I thought I'd just go ahead and address the sounds heard around the world and have a couple of interesting and cool examples.
Nice.
Oh,
that sounds cute.
Richard, if you don't mind, real quick. Chubbs, if you're around after the show, I'll have Richard send you the link. I'd like to talk to you, if possible. So, that's it. Continue.
Okay. All right. And as I said before, this week on Bigfooting with Keith N Collin, Errol the Zombie and his janitor friend will be cleaning up after some of history's biggest paranormal events. I was Richard Allen. He was Chris York. He was Phil Pulling saying good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.